7th grade we had been in.
Okay.
It's altogether different.
All right. Are you now you're a teenager and you have social events? What events are you attending as a teenager?
We lived in the country. There was no.
Did your family attend church?
No. When we got older, my sisters and I used to go to church, but the rest didn't.
All right. You talked about your family being a strict family, a family that was a very was he strict in his money management
No.
too?
Mm-mm. He wasn't so strict. It was my mom.
Okay.
She was tight.
Okay. Did you worry about finances? Now here you are in 1929, and you're in what high school, last of high school, and the Depression is on. Did you worry about finances? Did your family get hurt in the Depression?
Well, my father worked for the railroad, and he always worked for the railroad. He always had a job.
Okay.
He always brought home money, but wasn't very much.
Okay.
But we always had money, and we always had plenty to eat too.
Okay. Working for the railroad was a steady income, which a lot of people did not have.
That's right.
Were you on the railroad track so that?
No.
I mean, close to the railroad.
No. My dad went 3 miles to go to work.
Okay. I'm thinking about hobos and things like that during that time.
Oh, yeah, we used to have hobos, and they'd come to your door, and they said they would work for you for, dinner or supper. And, but my mom always give them something to eat. That's a hard old do when you don't have nothing at all to eat.
So even though she was tight financially and very close with her money, she still offered a down-and-out person a meal.
Oh, yeah. You could give them bread or a sandwich or meat or whatever you had.
Okay.
And they was glad to get it. They're not picky like people is nowadays.
Okay.
And everybody was the same. They could go to other people's house and get something as well.
Okay. I'm interested in your family. Did your dad and mother, did they openly show affection toward one another?
No.
Did he hug her and kiss her?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Did he hug and kiss you kids?
No.
Okay. Did you doubt that he loved you?
What never crossed my mind.
Okay. Okay, there's so much.
Dads just take care of kids.
Okay, there's so much made today about being sure that you hug your children, that you tell them you love them, and this kind of thing. And so, in your generation, they did not openly show affection. So, one of my questions is, did you feel assured that they loved you?
Oh yeah, we never had any doubts about that.
Okay.
I mean, that's just the way things were. Your dad and mother, they took care of you and loved you. And that's how it was with everybody.
Okay.
Now, I don't know what it was like in the city. I never had no dealings with people in the city. And didn't have any relatives that lived in the city neither. So, I'm just talking about plain old country people. That's,
Okay.
I don't know about the others.
Okay, but now you're a teenager, and your parents don't openly show affection. They don't talk about a lot of stuff. Did your mother talk to you about sex before you?
Oh my goodness! That was something you never mentioned.
Okay.
Her talking to us about sex. No.
All right, you're graduating from high school.
Yeah.
Okay, you're a young girl from the country.
Yep.
Of growing up very naive because moms, you don't, well, when did you get your first radio? Let me ask you that.
Our first radio, I remember that. I was a little kid, maybe 8, maybe 9, and we got that Atwater Kent. And that was a long radio, about that long
Okay.
and about that wide, and it was as heavy as lead. And then on top of that, but separate, was a big speaker, that big, and it sat on top, and that's where you're. And on Saturday nights, when that Grand Ole Opry come on, and that Uncle Dave Makins, and what's that one that always talked about the railroad tracks?
I can't think. It wasn't Roy Acuff, what I said.
No.
Yeah, it could have been him, Roy Acuff, and that tune he played.
Okay.
Oh, I can't think of that.
Okay. So you remember the Grand Ole Opry. What are some of the other programs y'all were allowed to listen to?
Oh, I don't know. But now on Saturday night when that Grand Ole Opry come on, people that come never had been in your house before. Neighbors though, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They would come and sit and listen to that. And the women would make, you know, their wives. Some of them didn't have wives. Some of them were just old men. But you know, they had never heard that Grand Ole Opry, so they liked to listen to it, and they'd come and the women all brought bologna. That's all we had, you know. You got 3 pounds for 29 cents. So bologna is what was the main thing. And they'd grind that up and put pickles with it and homemade mayonnaise. They didn't have Miracle Whip. And they'd put pickles with it and homemade mayonnaise, and you know that was pretty good. And make big thick sandwiches, and they would all eat and drink coffee and
Listen to the Grand Ole Opry.
listen to the Grand Ole Opry.
Okay.
So I remember the radio.
Okay, you remember the radio. And so you kids were not allowed to listen to it, just sit and listen to it like you had to be doing chores, is that right?
Oh no, it wasn't too much fun to sit and listen to that thing. You know, the kid was waiting on you to come and play. And
Okay. What about, did you have a large extended family where you lived? Grandmothers and granddads and aunts and uncles?
yeah, they were my mother's aunts and uncles, not ours.
Okay, now you told me she was from England, Wales?
Her mother,
Was from Wales.
yeah.
Okay.
She came here as a little girl, and my grandpa came from England, and I think he was 11.
Okay. But they lived close to you all.
Yeah.
Did you have Sunday get-togethers? Can you remember
Not
those?
too much. My mom always cooked a big dinner on Sunday. She used to cook a leg of lamb.
Okay.
Boy, that was good.
Okay. Did she buy? Were they good dessert makers?
Yep.
All on this cold stove.
Oh yeah. What else? What else was there?
I'm thinking about her oven wasn't regulated. In,
No, you put your hand in and felt.
Okay, that's good.
That's what you had to do.
All right, tell me about some of the things that we just take for granted, about how you did your hair. You know, how you washed your hair without running water in the house. And
Well, you had to heat water on the stove in the tea. We had a nickel tea kettle. It was about that big. and it was a big tea kettle, and you always kept that on the stove, and well, it wasn't boiling, but it was pretty hot.
Okay, kept warm.
Yeah, and you could always get water out of that for your hot water, and then right over here in the corner was a big old long sink, and right outside the window was a deep cistern. Water come down, you know, off of the roof. All the rain was on the roof, and it come down the spouting. They don't call that spouting now. That man on the TV never calls that spouting, but that's what we always called it. I forget what he calls it.
Okay. And you use that water with the tea kettle water?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, the water come out of the cistern and was put in the tea kettle.
Okay.
You know, there was no way to get it in the tea kettle
Okay.
unless you put it in.
Okay. How did you roll your hair? All girls want to roll their hair and have curly hair.
Well, mine was naturally curly.
Okay, good. You were fortunate.
Well, it was just wavy, it wasn't curly.
Okay.
My dad had curly hair, and so some of us got that.
Okay.
But it never was curly, it was just wavy. And who had time to mess with it? When we started to date and go around a little, well then, you know, we fixed it. We put, put waves in with our fingers in the comb, and then we had little clips. You don't hardly, I don't guess you see them anymore, but you squeezed them like that, and they opened up. And when they opened up, well, you snapped that on the edge of that wave.
Okay.
You wouldn't I don't guess you have any idea how that works, but it worked.
You got fixed up for your date, didn't you?
Yeah, you had to fix up a little.
Did you have curling irons?
Well, yeah, we used to have a curling iron. You stuck it down in the lamp globe.
Okay. Got it hot? When it got too hot, what did it do to your hair?
I don't know. We never used it much.
Oh, you didn't. You didn't have to. You had curly hair. Do you remember? Did you remember the first perms that came out?
Well, I just remember seeing pictures.
Okay, you didn't have to have one.
No, we didn't go and get a perm. That was out of my mom's line.
Okay.
But you saw pictures, and there was just a ton of ropes hanging down from a big old tub-like thing, and all that was put on your hair. I don't know how they done it.
Okay. All right, now you're a teenager, and you're dating some, and you're hearing about the war, rumblings of war.
Yep.
And you heard about Germany invading Poland, and now they're coming into England and France. And England and France are getting kind of beat up on. And when did you enlist? I guess you enlisted, you did?
Yeah. Let's see, that was Mary, look on my discharge paper and see what it says when I got in. All that stuff sort of escapes me.
Well, just tell me generally, you were 22.
Yeah.
And so you were born in 1919, so that would be, I can't think of, my math's not that good, 1942, 43.
Oh, it was
Did you go
later.
in before war was declared?
No. The boys were all fighting and taking them, and
Okay.
Does it say on that paper, Mary?
August the 30th, 1943.
Okay, so you were, now did your brothers, were they drafted?
I only had one brother, and he was the youngest. And no, he was too young.
Okay, but your friends are being drafted.
Oh yeah, they're taking them.
Okay, and so America decides to go to war.